Have you ever looked at someone you love and quietly wondered how you became so small in their life? At some point, without noticing, you stop being a priority and start feeling like background noise. You still show up, still care, still try, but something feels painfully off. Deep down, you sense that the relationship is taking more from you than it is giving back. Most people ignore this feeling. They tell themselves they're overthinking, being emotional, or expecting too much. But the truth is harder to accept. When love is real, it doesn't make you feel invisible. You are never meant to be someone's backup plan or emotional convenience. Before we go deeper, take a moment to subscribe to True Wisdom Dailies. If you want stories that open your eyes, strengthen your self-worth, and help you understand relationships on a deeper level, this channel is for you. Subscribe now and stay connected. The first crack in any unhealthy relationship appears when effort stops flowing both ways. You notice you're always the one reaching out, making plans, checking in, and holding things together. The other person responds when it suits them, but rarely initiates. At first, you excuse it as busyness or personality differences, but over time, the imbalance becomes impossible to ignore. Love begins to feel like work you're doing alone. As days turn into months, this one-sided effort drains you emotionally. You start feeling lonely, even though you're not alone. You compromise your needs just to keep the peace, slowly training yourself to accept less attention, less care, and less respect. What hurts most is not the lack of effort at all, realizing how easily your effort is taken for granted. Then comes selective presence. They are suddenly available when they need advice, comfort, or reassurance. But when you're struggling, tired, or overwhelmed, they are nowhere to be found. You become their safe place, but they never become yours. This pattern teaches you a silent lesson. Your role is to give, not to be supported. Over time, this imbalance begins to affect how you see yourself. You start questioning whether your needs matter at all. You hesitate before asking for support, fearing you'll be seen as demanding. Slowly, you forget what mutual care even feels like. Another warning sign appears in the absence of real curiosity. Someone who truly values you wants to know your thoughts, your fears, your dreams, and your pain. But in unhealthy dynamics, conversations stay shallow. They talk about themselves endlessly, while your inner world remains unexplored. You listen, remember, empathize, yet they barely ask how you are, and when they do, they don't really listen. This lack of genuine interest leaves you feeling unseen. You begin to realize that the connection is built on convenience, not care. You are valued for what you provide, not for who you are. Emotional manipulation often follows quietly. It doesn't arrive loudly. It creeps in through guilt, silence, and subtle pressure. You're made to feel selfish for setting boundaries, dramatic for expressing hurt, and ungrateful for wanting consistency. Slowly, you start doubting your own feelings, wondering if you're the problem. In reality, manipulation works by making you responsible for someone else's emotional comfort. It pulls you away from your own values and traps you in constant self-blame. The longer it continues, the more disconnected you feel from yourself. Disrespect for boundaries is another clear signal. Your time, energy, and emotional limits are ignored. Plans change without warning. Your needs are dismissed. You're expected to always be available, always understanding, always flexible. When you try to assert yourself, you're made to feel difficult. But boundaries are not acts of selfishness. They are acts of self. A person who truly cares will not punish you for protecting your peace. Sometimes, the connection itself lacks depth. You spend time together, yet nothing meaningful is shared. Conversations never move beyond the surface. There is no vulnerability, no emotional safety, no real bond. You walk away from these interactions feeling empty instead of fulfilled. The final and most painful sign reveals itself during hard times. when life becomes heavy, when you're struggling, hurting, or breaking, you'll notice who stays and who disappears. Genuine relationships don't vanish when things get uncomfortable. Absence during your lowest moments tells you everything you need to know. Here is the truth. Many people learn too late. Your worth is not measured by how much you tolerate. Love should not cost you your self-respect, your peace, or your identity. The moment you stop accepting less than you deserve, you begin to create space for healthier, more honest connections. You deserve relationships where effort is mutual, care is consistent, and your presence is valued, not used. And remember, this real love doesn't make you feel small. It helps you grow. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories that inspire clarity, strength, and